Hi, and welcome back. And today I'm going to go on a bit of a personal trip down memory lane to the very first Womad festival. And this release has, it actually came out late last year on Real World Records. A world of music, arts and dance. Various artists live at Womad 1982. And you see I've got the double vinyl LP here. That's my size shrink wrap there. Double LP, and it's also available. Yeah, I think it's a double CD as well. So double CD, double LP. And yeah, I just wanted to tell you about this. So, well, first of all, I was there. I went to the very first Womad. Now, I only went for the first day, the Friday. So one of the nice things about this is free inside the LP, certainly, you get this original concert poster or festival poster. And we can see here Friday throughout the day. These are artists that I recall, I can remember. The Beat, Drummers of Burundi, Echo Tianjin, Simple Minds, and Peter Gabriel. And that was absolutely why I came along. I wanted to see them. On the Saturday, there was Ikome again, Chieftains, Robert Fripp, Peak Bag, Shankar, Echo The Bunnymen. Of note, plenty of other artists. And on the Sunday, again, Ikome, Rip Rig and Panic, and Salsa Dahoy. So, I mean, a brilliant, you know, we've all heard of Womad now, and this was really started from Peter Gabriel's vision, and, you know, it was what gave birth to Womad, Real World Studios, the Real World record label, and so much which has been incredible and amazing for the development of music and the worldwide awareness of world music and so much. It was such an important and monumentous event. Yeah, so when this came out, I mean, you know, got to bear in mind, I was there, and it was my first festival visit. My first actual concert I'd gone to was, this is a T-shirt from that gig. It says Gabriel, China, 1984. That's just Peter Gabriel's way of saying England, 1980. So I went to, my first ever gig was Peter Gabriel on his the third album tour, and in Southampton Gaumont, and it was awesome. So I saw him there. I saw him on the fourth album tour, and I saw him at Womad on the very first Womad tour, and to see him on stage performing Biko with actually with the Kome, I think it is. Where are we? Yeah, you know, sort of an African drum band, drum troupe, whatever you would call it, performing with him. Just so utterly moving. So anyway, when this came out, I could not resist. It was a kind of a release I've been waiting for 40 years, frankly. So, you know, I had to get it. And you can get it on the, if you go onto the Real World website, realworld.co.uk, you'll find it there. And it's $22.99 for a double LP. I think it's like $10.99 or something for the double CD. But, I mean, that's no money whatsoever for this. It's a fantastic record and absolutely worth having. Now, I just want to run through, just quickly, what's on here, because it really is very special. So side one opens with the musicians of the Nile, Tabla Ike you have to forgive my pronunciation here. I've got no idea, but the Musicians of the Nile, and it's just a glorious kind of sort of drumming predominantly, but so fast. You've got that metallic bodied sound of the tablas. It's just wonderful. It's open, it's spacious, it's airy, and it fantastically opens the album. And then we go into the beat, Mirror in the Bathroom, and again, I can vividly recall that from the festival when I was there. I think I've got a few photographs left over. They were taken on old analog film cameras, and they've been scanned in many years ago, and they're not very high quality, but I'll maybe slip a couple of these in if I can find them. And then we got Big Bag, and again it's really open. The sound is really open live, clean sounding. The trumpet reminds me of Miles Davis, to be perfectly honest. It's got this sort of, this real feel of the Miles Davis sort of jazz fusion era of the sort of early 70s. And then side one closes with the Drummers of Burundi. And it's just the size and the scale and the weight of like this sort of, mass drumming. It's just incredible. Side two, Peter Gabriel, I Have to Touch. For me, a lifelong Gabriel fan. It's just beautiful. Hearing that live, and then Robert Fripp, Womad 2. Again, this is really interesting. I mean, I wasn't there on the day that Fripp was playing. And this is kind of surprising. I mean, I don't know an awful lot of Fripp's work. I know his stuff with Crimson. I know Gabriel 2, of course. Gabriel's second album was with Fripp. And I've heard bits and pieces he's done with Eno and the like. And this is really kind of ambient. And it sort of veers towards an oriental sort of sound. It's beautiful, kind of... beautiful music, kind of very, it's instrumental, it's kind of abstract, and as I say, it's definitely an Eastern essence it veers towards. And then this flows into Tianjin music and dance ensemble, raindrops pattering on banana leaves. And this is full on traditional Chinese kind of music, and it's beautiful, achingly kind of mournful, passionate, beautiful. But the way we've got Gabriel flowing into this Fripp, and that leading into this raindrops pattering on banana, it's such a beautiful progression. And then we go to Echo and the Bunnymen. Again, they were on the Sunday, I think, or the Saturday, I can't remember. They were on one of the days I wasn't there. But I was I was a fan of Echo and the Bunnymen at the time. Let me just stand that up a second. And so I didn't see them at the festival, so this was a surprise. What I didn't realise is they were performing with the Drummers of Burundi. So it's just, again, I mean, that track is mind-blowingly awesome. I mean, it's so powerful, this massive big beat of these drums, and then with Echo and the Bunnymen sort of with their 80s pop, kind of slightly ambient arty pop thing over the top. It's absolutely beautiful. And then we go to side three. Now this is really interesting again, because honestly, I mean, the collation of this double LP really deserves comment. And I guess this is Peter Gabriel, frankly. Pretty. I would put money on the fact that was, his ultimate decision on what was chosen. But the only two artists that get two kind of things here are Musicians of the Nile and Peter Gabriel. So side three again. or LP2 if you like, opens with the musicians of the Nile again. Taksim Agul. Again, apologies for the pronunciation. Again, it's this wonderful, spacious, atmospheric, spellbindingly beautiful music that just sets the scene and opens the second LP absolutely beautifully. And then we go into Salsa de Hoy, which again I wasn't there and didn't see that, but it is just absolutely fantastic. It's so kind of funky, groovy, swingy, slip slidey salsa. Think of the Buena Vista Social Club, and then give it some happy pills, and this is just it's just fantastic. And then we go into Rip, Rig and Panic. Again, not a band I know. And this is very sort of funky, kind of rock funk kind of thing. Again, it fits. It just flows on again so beautifully from the salsa. What I didn't know, I mean, I saw the singer sounds familiar, but I'm only checking the sleeve notes. It's Nina Cherry. So I didn't know that. So Nina Cherry was in Rip, Rig and Panic. And it's a really kind of funky, great jazzy rock kind of thing. And then Mark Springer, who's one of, again, I wouldn't have known this, one of Rip, Rig and Panic. He's the keyboard player, the piano player. And this is, on an electric piano, I'm sure. Sounds like it. Beautiful, beautiful, pensive, sort of reflective, calming solo piano piece. Which sort of segues between Rip, Rig and Panic and the Chieftains doing Cotton Eye Joe. And it's an instrumental version of Cotton Eye Joe, and it's just, again, I'm sure most of you know that song. Chieftains are an Irish folk band, and it's just fiddles, whistles, drums, percussion, absolute fun, uplifting, joyous music. And then we go on to side 4. Now, side 4 opens with Simple Minds, who they were basically the support act on the first night to Peter Gabriel. So I do remember them. Do remember that quite fondly, actually. Brilliant live. Jim Kerrs was such a showman. I mean, the band, yeah, awesome. Interestingly, when Jim Kerr introduces this, you just catch this as the leading groove goes into the music. It's like, this is a new song, and they're going to promise you a miracle, which is absolutely great. And I just love the way he emphasises the line, everything is possible. And you just feel that, you're at the very first day of the very, very first Womad, which is kind of one of the very first all-encompassing world music, black, white, doesn't matter. We're all human beings on this planet together. We're all part of, the universal creation, the universal everythingness. And it gave me a slightly different take on a very familiar song. And then we go to Ekome, which is an African African-style drum band. I think that, does it say they're based in Bristol? Yes, from St Paul's in Bristol. I'll just read this. Ekome perform Afro-Caribbean drumming and dancing. They were formed in 1977, trained by a master drummer from Ghana. Anyway, that's Ekome. And they, really fast-paced rhythms, drums and chanting. Really, really, really fantastic. And then we go into Peter Hamill. Now, I didn't even notice which day Peter Hamill was on, but I didn't see him there. And some of you will know Peter Hamill, no doubt, from Van der Graaf Generator. And I've got a couple of Van der Graaf Generator albums, and I'm a bit of a, I am a prog fan without any shadow of doubt. And even these challenge my prog credentials, but I have got a couple, and they're, you have to be really in the mood, in my opinion. And this one here, Peter Hamill, A Ritual Mask. Now, it's Peter Hamill being Peter Hamill at his absolute weirdest. but it really fits in with this particular whole album, the whole concept of Womad and live world music, live around the world, bringing the world together. We're all brothers and sisters under the sun, if you like. The music is very kind of it's like African time but drum beats with sort of Eastern guitar feel over the top of it. It's very world musicy or otherworldly, if you like. But again, really left field, but really fits in. And then we go to the final track on the whole of the album, Peter Gabriel featuring Echo doing Biko. And I can honestly, I can remember this. I'm honestly just talking about it now and listening to it again, and almost brings tears to my eyes. It certainly brings makes the hairs on the back of my neck stand up. But it was so emotional. And you've got Gabriel's regular band, David Rhodes on guitar. I think it was Jerry Marotta on drums at that point, but I may be wrong. But then you've got this African drum troupe, African drum band, also joining in on it, and of course, the subject matter of Stephen Biko and the fight. Apartheid, to end apartheid and everything that was going on. You've got to put this in context of the time and the injustices that were done and the racism, blatant racism burning throughout the world. It was a horrible, horrible thing. And to see Gabriel there on stage performing this with these, brothers and sisters from around the world of different colours, different cultures, performing together. I'm pretty certain that I remember rightly that one of the roadies had to come on and sort of put a towel around Gabriel's shoulders and at the end and sort of walk him off, support him basically, because I think he was probably so emotional he almost fainted. And I think that was the end of Biko, but it might have been at the end of the encore. I can't remember exactly, but just God, just what a moment! And I can close my eyes. I don't have to close my eyes actually, but I can be back there. And I think if I can dig out a couple of photos, I will lay over a couple of my own photos that I took from that gig from that time. From there and then, but stunning. So, to sum this up, it's funny because it's a double album, and double albums can sometimes be a bit wading your way through it, let alone triple albums and all the rest of it, and some of these mad box sets you get with 20 albums in them and all the rest. This one just flies by. It feels like an hour and a half of just fresh, enlightening, beautiful energy of being there. It's the most magnificent listen for 4 sides of a record. I cannot recommend it highly enough. I think it's fantastically collated. I love the way that both LP1 and LP2 open with the musicians of the Nile, and close both LPs close with sort of African based drum bands, one with Echo and the Bunnymen and one with Peter Gabriel, and what goes in between is just an uplifting, inspiring, very varied, but it really flows from one through to the other. It's absolutely fantastic. And I can't recommend it enough. And for £23, come on. Just the credits. There's a nice shot there of Peter Gabriel, John Giblin That was his bass player, David Rhodes on guitar, and then track credits. Absolutely fantastic. 1.5 hours or thereabouts of absolute magical beauty in any way you choose to look at it. Can't recommend this enough. And yeah, as I say, anyone who's a Gabriel fan, just go and get this. Anyone who's a world music fan, just go and get this. Yeah, I don't think you could possibly not be absolutely delighted by this fabulous record. So there we go. A royal blast from the past for me. Fantastic memory of a momentous thing. I mean, you know, the very, very first Womad Festival, 1982. Something very, very, very special. And on that note, I will say thank you very, very, very much for watching. I do just want to say one last thing. I've forgotten to mention this in the last couple of videos. A friend of mine, journalist David Price, has a YouTube channel called Hi-Fi Riff. And I'll put a link up here to hopefully to their channel. And I was watching their part 3 of their festive fun. And much to my amazement, they said that their favourite, well, they gave 3 favourite YouTube channels, and one of them was mine. And that's absolutely, totally blew me away, and I'm very, very delighted. So thanks to David and to Mike. That's David Price and Mike Evans of Hi-Fi Riff, and I do urge you all to go and have a look. Typically they review some hi-fi products, new but also vintage, which is particularly interesting. Yeah, I think my favourite one of their videos is possibly the Mist TMA3, which is a cracking amplifier, although I suspect we won't be able to buy them cheap anymore because now everyone knows. But anyway, do check them out, Hi-Fi Riff. And once again, thank you very, very, very much for watching. And I'll see you all again soon. Thank you. Bye-bye. Bye.